The Heaux Bag.
And you know what? I was going to take it out, but then it's still going to be in pain. So it's like.
No, don't take it out. Yeah, don't take it out. Don't take it out. Hell no. You should go get one of those sheriff stars that go on there because you only got one done.
So get one on the other one? Okay. Yeah.
You got the right?
Yeah, I got the right.
Oh, they wear their badges on the left. Yeah, no, never mind.
Oh.
Never mind.
Be like Lil Kim. Y'all can start me calling me Lil Taven Sim Samuels.
What?
Taven Kim Samuels.
Taven Kim. Okay.
Kim Samuels. Kim Possible. I don't know. Y'all know. Y'all call me everything. God, I can't just be Taylor. Mean ass Taylor.
Well, we're back.
We are back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back with some nipples. One is pierced. Da 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 da.
I don't think anybody's ever gonna sign us to be on their record label.
That's
or we
okay.
can make our own. Fuck
our
them.
own motherfucking record label.
Yeah, we'll make
with
our own.
guilt.
He like, hell nah.
I want, since we in the beginning of this episode, for everybody that asks us, the Guild, who we tag every fucking time, does our production. Y'all could go click on their Instagram, go to their website, and book your session. You can even DM them. They quickly respond to messages. We are not their liaison, although we don't mind. It's just, I'm saying it. But, you know, y'all, yeah.
Tell them the Heaux Bag sent you, though, so we can get a discount.
I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Me neither. One of these cameras shit. Okay, so we're going to hop right into Twitter news. The name of this podcast is called Unpopular Opinion. And the reasons why it's called the Unpopular Opinion is because me and Taylor pretty much are like the devil's advocate. You know, we're pretty open-minded when it comes to stuff, I think.
Yeah.
So when people say we should go left, we're like, but why not go right?
Exactly. And sometimes they're like, oh, you're going to get canceled. We're like, fuck that. That's why y'all tune in. So
yeah, originality is something I'll speak on later, but we're not all meant to just walk around the earth being the same people. That would be boring as fuck. Like, put some spice
everybody's
in your boring ass life.
So with that being said, real quick before we get into it, how do you feel about the baby going back and apologizing? Or his PR thing putting out.
When did he apologize?
I thought he put out something. They put out like a half-ass apology. Like yeah.
He put out a half-ass apology, but then he came back and was trying to be funny. And he had, I think, his daughter, and he did a little video and was like, "You saw it?" And he was like, "Oh, maybe I should just do R&B now or some shit since I'm gonna be canceled." Like, just shut up.
Yeah.
Like Chris Brown said, just shut the fuck up. Get on stage, tap dance. Get your ass off stage, clock out, and get back into regular life.
Because people gonna fuck with you like Dave Chappelle. He still tells his little alphabet jokes, and not that we have anything against the LGBT community, but his thing is telling the jokes towards anybody, and he's like, y'all gonna cancel me, or y'all still come to my shows, and I still fuck with Dave Chappelle. So
Same.
yeah, y'all
I
still
love
gonna
Dave.
fuck with Heaux Bag.
Yeah.
With our unpopular opinions.
So
and Greg Abbott's COVID having
Lord
ass.
Jesus. That's a whole nother piece of shit I don't feel like talking about just yet. We gonna get into that.
Okay.
So Twitter news, I saw this, I kind of typed in unpopular opinion because I wanted to just see some shit on Twitter that was relevant to what we're talking about. And one of the things said, what is something that would get you canceled in the Black community? So they said, we'll go first. Rappers shouldn't have so much power in our community. They're basically being paid to corrupt the Black youth. They rap about drugs and violence to Black youth, and then they go home to their mansions and gated communities that are designed to keep the same Black youth out. And that was their unpopular opinion on something that would get them canceled in the Black community. And I agree. I think if more Black people thought like that, they would get canceled.
I agree. I'm sorry, I had a brain fart. What if we read that last part to me? I'm sorry.
Okay,
I just
so
tuned out trying to find my own.
Basically, rappers shouldn't have as much power as they do in our community because they're rapping about like drugs and sex and fuck these hoes and all this shit. Then just to cut the mic and go back to their gated communities in their big ass mansions, but within those communities, they keep out the same youth that they're rapping towards.
I agree. I don't even know why that they have such a strong chokehold on us. I feel like people will say, they'll let somebody go, oh, you don't know nothing about da-da-da-da. And they want to shame you for not knowing nothing about food stamps, not knowing nothing about, having to lay down at night because they shooting through the window. I'm sorry, I don't know shit about that shit. The fuck?
It reminds me of Black Youngster's song, and at the end, I forget what song it was. He was like, "Yeah, little ass bitch. Yeah, nigga. That's why you good credit having ass whore." And it's like, I rewind that shit again. Like, this nigga is really clowning this young man for having good credit, for having a car, for graduating high school, and it was like, what?
And I don't know why it's like people feel so intimidated by people who are essentially doing not as well as them. Like, and I'm sorry that your parents worked hard enough to be able to put you in a position where you don't have to worry about those types of, environments and things like that. But I mean, the rap community, the hip hop community has had a strong hold over us for so fucking long. I remember when I was like 13, and for the first time, I could recall seeing a pimp and some hoes walking down the street, and I was like, "Dad, pull over, let's take a picture with him." And he was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" He was like, "Why are you so fascinated with this?" But that's because that was what was in the music at the time. It was
glorified.
Right. So I was like, I mean, everybody's talking about it. Like, you're lame. He was like, he's like, this ain't no like glorified shit. And I was like, it is. What are you talking about? So I think, I don't know why the rap community has such a strong hold over us. And the white kids. White kids think that that's how Black people live every day. I remember I was so pissed after I graduated. I was working for HCA. Fuck them, by the way. And they, this white guy walks up to me, and everybody knows I code switch like a motherfucker when I go to work. My name is Taylor. That's it. Don't tay me. Don't tay me. Don't.
Oh, I don't like that.
Don't do that.
Hey,
shit.
girl.
And so he walks up to me. He's like, "Hey, Tay. He was like, "Give me another drink ticket." And I was like, "It's Taylor." He was like, "Girl, you from the hood. You can give me." I was like, "What the fuck about me says I'm from the hood?" Like, and it was just, I was like trying to keep my job at the time. So I was just like, is it like, what about me says I'm that nigga? Like, are you serious? So, and I think it's just the music he listens to. So it's, yeah, man, it was just.
And I'm like, okay, cool. We know you from the trailer park. Let me get your ass something to drink, Ryan, or whatever your bitch ass. See, that's taking me somewhere else. But that reminds me, since we're talking about hip hop, I had tweeted earlier, and I said, "If a hoe don't like me, move around. Otherwise, hoe pipe down."
Y'all Taylor going through it at work. It was like 11 a.m.
Taylor quote tweeted me and said, "Who be fucking with you at work, sis?" And I literally responded, and I put the SpongeBob meme, and it says, "Me listening to songs about killing people and selling drugs while I'm on my way to work and my job in healthcare." It's the hip hop. It's corrupting my brain.
Healthcare workers do be trying, I ain't even gonna lie. I don't care how many credentials you got behind your name. Unpopular opinion, them niggas some niggas. Let me tell you that.
Oh, no, the white ones too.
Yeah.
Never,
absolutely.
ever take a lunch. People know that about me. I love to eat. And I walked in. I'm like, "Hey, everybody, I'm about to put my food in the microwave." It's some nigga shit. I'm like, "Turn y'all heaters off." So I'm putting my food in the microwave. I'm like, "Ooh, I'm finna tear this shit up." I made enchiladas, rice, and beans last night. I'm like,
so good.
"Ooh." So I sit down. Everybody's like, "Ooh, that smells good." I'm like, about to fuck it up. I got my AirPods in, phone like this, watching something, and I'm eating. This lady I ain't gonna say who, because if she watches, shout out to you, but she gonna wobble her ass in there, and all I see is, "Oh yeah," because I got I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Oh yeah, take it out." I'm like, okay, so I take it out. She talking for like at least 20 minutes about a patient that I'm like, I'm clearly on break, but like, what are you doing? What are you doing right now? She chose violence in that instance. Then that's when I get on Twitter and I act a goddamn fool, because that's my diary and that's where I vent at, okay? That's why I come with the Twitter news.
I love. I got somebody's ragged ass son to follow you on Twitter. He's like, "I love Twitter. Toys Twitter."
I didn't even realize that's who I was going back and forth with the other day. I said, "Let me stop." Boy, he was
about child support,
pushing the wrong buttons on child support. Okay, I ain't even gonna talk about my situation with child support, but just know it's a situation. So, with that Twitter news, my question to you is. Mm-hmm. What is something that you think would get you canceled in the Black community?
Me personally, my views on politics, I'm more conservative. I don't believe we should be giving everybody a fucking handout. I feel like if you are on government assistance, your ass needs to be drug tested, just like my ass was drug tested to get my job to pay the fucking taxes that I got to pay. A lot of people wouldn't agree with that. I applied for food stamps several times, and I keep getting rejected, so fuck y'all.
Why?
I've never been in a situation where I qualify for it, so.
Damn, I had them hoes all through TSU.
But even through TSU, I always had multiple jobs, multiple scholarships, so like they just would never, Yeah, girl. So yeah, fuck y'all, cause a nigga like me.
I got my emergency food stamps. I'll sell you some, girl.
But I know that would get me canceled though. Also, I know another thing. I often go back and forth with people that went to TSU, Texas Southern. Texas Southern at the time was an open enrollment school, and I'm ready for them to close that because you're a very intelligent person, so this does not apply to you. But there's a lot of people that got in, and sometimes they get out, and I'm like, how the fuck you get that degree? This is embarrassing. Like, how we got the same degree? And it's just, it when I do apply for a lot of places, they're like, oh, you in Texas Southern? Congratulations. And it's like they're trying to like, oh, okay, y'all 13th grade of Jack Yates High School. Like, that's what I feel like sometimes. So like, I'm here for them closing the open enrollment, and I realize a lot of people wouldn't have been afforded that opportunity. But I just feel like it also lowers our intellect. Like, people just put us in the same class with other people, and it bothers me sometimes. So that would get me canceled, and y'all probably gonna cancel me again. Fuck her coon ass. No, I'm not a coon. I just have my own opinions. And then I was posting a bunch of shit earlier today that I didn't realize people agreed with. I was like, a lot of people.
I wish you would read it. That was really, really, really good. When I was just randomly scrolling through Instagram, and I think we had a conversation prior, but she went and started, to post it on her platforms, and I was going through the comments, and I was like, damn. And it was black people primarily commenting,
all black people.
I was like, damn.
Yeah.
What did you put?
So I wrote, unpopular opinion, black people are not truly Democrats. They actually have more conservative viewpoints. This started because there was a tweet that someone said, black people that make it don't give back to HBCUs or something like that. And then they were like, black people that have money don't give back, or they frown upon poor black people. And for me, we weren't going to talk about it because, they're going to be like, oh, it sounds Republican, fuck them hoes, whatever. And it's like, no, we just have different viewpoints. I think it's more of a classism thing. And I made this point that during the coup, you didn't see white people going, we need to go save those white people that tried to storm the Capitol. They think they at work, actually, they tried to avoid the conversation. So it's like, but we feel some sense of all skin folk or kinfolk, and it's just not, I don't agree with that. So that would also get me canceled because I don't fuck with a lot of different types of niggas. Yes, I act ratchet, but there's a certain level of ratchetivity that I will not partake in. So
I think a lot of black people agree with all skin folk and kinfolk. They just don't say it.
And on the internet, I think it's the younger people who have been living through the internet think we all need to be on the same kumbaya platform. Like, oh, this doesn't fit the black agenda. What's the black agenda? There are a lot of black Republicans that voted for Trump. They're still black. You can't take away their color, as Joe Biden would say. You ain't black if you don't vote for me. What the fuck they gonna be, Joe? So I don't know.
And it was somebody that said something that kind of made me piggyback on what you said about TSU and open enrollment. But when you said that, I guess all black people kind of feel like we should be Democrats and not Republicans. He said something about like that kind of came from our elders. We didn't know any better. We weren't really too politically informed to even know. A lot of people don't know what it means to be liberal, conservative, Democratic, Republican. They don't know. All they know is Democrat and Republican, literally.
I had someone say, it was Bert, he said, that's not really unpopular. Christianity has a lot to do with the conservative values of black folks and white Republicans, but the overt racism kind of makes black folks choose the apparent lesser evil. So that does make sense, because when I see a Republican, I automatically think of a rubber stamp, which is the Confederate flag. I think of the KKK. When in reality, all those people don't agree with the KKK, and all those people don't agree with the South should rise again. They just agree with their money and Christianity and Jesus.
Them taxes.
Right. So I mean, I think black people, we need to start looking further into some of the stuff that we, put our name and co-sign on. And if you truly are a liberal and a Democrat, that is okay. I just think people need to stop voting blue when they don't agree with that shit.
Or know what the fuck they're even voting for.
True. Because when people say go out and vote, it's like, for what? Oh, I'm just going to press blue. And it's, you know what? This is not a political thing, but y'all need to start reading what y'all do.
Read, period.
Y'all know y'all don't read. I don't like to read. I know y'all don't read.
No, you know how to read. That's the difference. You know how to read. You just don't like reading out loud. Hey, niggas don't know how to read, period, and don't.
Hey, there was this tweet about LeBron. Every time he got a picture, he's always on the first page of his book. That nigga don't read either.
Literally. That nigga is into the audiobooks in his car, I'm sure.
Same. And
there's nothing wrong with that, but at the end of the day, just be educated on what the fuck you're talking about. Okay, so when it comes to being a devil's advocate, is what I'm going to say, is you cannot go against somebody's opinion or even fact if you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right.
So whenever we do maybe talk about politics or talk about religion, which we definitely try to stray away from on this platform, at least we try our best to be educated on other, fields of whatever we're talking about, because how else can you go back and forth and be so strong? Like if I'm a Christian and I'm so gun-ho about being a Christian and I'm going to go back and forth with you about whatever your belief is, how can I down your belief, which is the unpopular opinion in your brain, if I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about? Right. I'm just saying, oh no, I don't like that. That don't sound right because that's not what I'm used to.
You know what? I just want to put this out there and we're going to get off of this real quick. So people are like, oh, Allah is anti-Christian. That's just the Arabic word for God, just FYI. But people don't educate themselves on different...
They think Allah mean you have on a head wrap, you're a Taliban.
And blowing up shit. Just racist. You doing exactly what the white people that have the Trump hats do. You're doing the same shit and then you want to separate yourself.
It is unfortunate in these recent events that people still aren't educating themselves to know what's going on in Afghanistan, and they're actually making jokes about the stuff that's going on in Afghanistan.
Ain't shit funny out there. Yeah. At all. Like, there's certain things we might joke about, like Greg Abbott being in a wheelchair because he deserves that shit. People in Afghanistan didn't ask for that. Like, I'm sorry.
Okay, hold on. Greg Abbott did not ask to be in a wheelchair, so I'll say that.
He asked for the disrespect, though.
It's his ignorance for... He's in a certain seat in the government. So you're supposed to be protecting the people of Texas. You're not doing a very good job of that. So since you don't care about us, we don't give a fuck about you.
Especially after that little freeze when he let half of us just freeze to death and poor little Embry, like, fuck you. I just can't.
Poor Embry.
Anywho, let's move on. So we had so I'm just gonna read this quick thing because we kind of got a little bit far off, but I think the one that was most liked on my unpopular opinion.
Oh, I like that one.
Was by Andre Khan. My pockets are Republican. My heart is Democrat. My brain knows it doesn't matter to my personal goals and effectiveness of my family and business. And on a daily basis, who is in office. So yeah, I think it's a lot of Black people. Once you get a little older too, I think, right? Like once you get older, then you realize, you know what? I don't have to ride the gravy train. And this is actually what I feel like. But I know that we do need to help out the less fortunate, not the niggas that just keep having multiple kids so that they can get more welfare benefits. But the people who are truly less fortunate because they, grew up in foster home or like they just were handed a really bad hand of life, like not people, able-bodied citizens. I'm sorry, I feel so strongly about that.
So to piggyback off of that, I'm gonna say what would get me canceled. I don't shame billionaires for having billions and choosing what to do with their money.
Capitalism.
Me, and the reason why I say that is because Fenty and Rihanna, I love Rihanna. And I was seeing so many Black people starting to bash her because it was just said, I think, that she hit the billionaire mark.
They're upset.
Well, now they're trying to bash Fenty and bash her name and all this stuff. And it's like, wait a minute. The same thing with Tesla.
Elon Musk. Jeff Bezos, Mackenzie Bezos.
What in the world makes you think that? And this goes back to there's the same 24 hours in every day. No, you were not handed the same plate as the next person that was probably given a plate with a silver spoon on it. However, don't think that those people didn't somehow work. They worked their connections. They worked somehow. Even if you're given a golden spoon, it's not their fault. Their parents put them in a position to where they didn't have to work as hard as you did. But at the end of the day, you should not have to look down on that person because they are a millionaire or a billionaire and then have the nerve to tell them what to do with their money. What makes you... And then when people do shit with their money, like Chance the Rapper or Kanye, or give back to their community, that's still not enough for you.
No, people
The person that ain't even donating their time to the soup kitchen or other little things like that in their own community.
I think what happens is I think people want to have the unpopular opinion and they want to go viral.
Yeah.
So they always look for something that's going to be the outlier. Nobody can ever just pray. Like... No matter what your opinion is on Beyonce, somebody's just always gonna be like, man, fuck Beyonce.
Yeah.
She ain't, they find
and
the
she
flaw.
just be minding her business.
Don't say shit to nobody.
Don't bother nobody.
She
Take
ain't even
care
tell
of
you
her
to follow her.
kids.
Y'all follow her and be like, fuck this bitch. It's just like, what? Like, people just wanna go against the grain so bad, like, and have that unpopular opinion, but you sound like a fucking dumbass. Like, if you're gonna have an unpopular opinion, let it be your actual true opinion that you stand 10 toes down on and have a reason behind it. Cause it's like, y'all just coming out here just to say shit for no fucking... It's like people who record themselves in the car lip syncing all day on Snapchat. Nobody gives a fuck.
Or
Shut
going
up.
live and then you
Crying.
just drinking. I was gonna get in. You going live and you just looking at the screen, drinking juice and eating hot Cheetos. Who the fuck want to watch this live?
Or smoking
I hate when I
hookah.
accidentally watch one of them lives and I'm the only person. Girl, what the?
And we FaceTiming.
It's giving mental illness because you're just watching yourself with 0 people watching you.
Yeah, it's kind of y'all got.
You know what else is giving mental illness, and this is getting a little off track.
What?
Unpopular opinion. Logging in on social media, going live and crying.
Please stop it. Toya is gonna get in your ass if you do
Lizzo.
it one more motherfucking time.
Lizzo, this one's for you, hun. This one's for you, hun. It didn't help that you had on a fucking wave cap when you did it. That didn't help your case at all. I was laughing at you as well.
Can I tell you what I laughed at? Y'all ain't gonna find this funny, but unpopular opinion. I posted it today.
We gonna start saying that. Look, you know how Justin, LA boy, whatever. Our shit gonna be unpopular opinion, and we gonna get on.
We're gonna get a new name, new LLC coming soon. But no, I like this. It was like maturing is realizing Chris Brown never abused Rihanna. They fought and he just won. And I agree with that shit. You get hit, you get hit back. Like it's just I don't stand for abuse.
That, right? Keep your hands to yourself.
Because the niggas got together after that. It was like, that was a one-time, that's an isolated incident. Should he have spazzed out like that? Absolutely not. Did he abuse her? No. They got into an altercation. He took it too far. But I wouldn't call it abuse.
And none of us were in the car. We'll just throw that out there as well. But from what they said and what the stories showed is that she was the aggressor while he was driving.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had to defend himself or they would have fucking probably swerved off the road and died. So.
Well, I think the way he's like, he pretends where did you hear his story? He was like, she hit me. And then I was like, bam, next thing I know, her face had a bruise on it. And it was like,
sometimes you black out. Hey, I've been in a situation where I black out and them motherfuckers be high off cocaine, Bobby. Shit, he probably did. Next thing he knew was boom, his ass was high.
He was like, I just went, and then she had a bruise, and I don't know what happened. Nigga, you was there.
Cocaine happened. Shit, that's what unpopular opinion. Put the cocaine down. Shit.
But yeah, no, I just I agree with it. Like as you get older, you realize like people have little altercations just because somebody.
True.
I might call you a bitch and you call me a bitch. That if the wrong person hears it, oh, they mean towards each other, and that's how we talk to each other. And it's just like, yo, you should have been minding your business because you got messed up. So it's just a perspective, I think. And then, of course, whenever a woman gets hit by a man, I do in no way. I don't want y'all to call me the woman coon at all. I do not believe in violence at fucking all. But I don't think women should be putting their hands on men. I don't think men should be putting their hands on women.
Agree.
Like, period. Like, keep your hands to yourself. If you can't have a conversation like an adult, why the fuck are you in a relationship? You need to go work on your own stuff. Go to therapy. Go figure it out. Go to boxing class.
Go to therapy.
Fix it. Figure it out. Like, if you feel the need, if you feel like that's love and that's sexy, that whole Sweetie and Quavo thing, getting drug out that shit ain't cute.
But see, once again, with the unpopular opinion, you have your whole toxic whatever it is now that everybody wants to be in. If you're not fighting for me, if you're not stalking me, if you're not blowing my phone up, if you're not doing all these things that are really borderline fucking crazy, then you don't love me. You don't care.
Fuck that.
So
it's a no for me, dog.
Now we had something that we were gonna do. You still want to do it?
Yeah, let's do it. So we're gonna take 1 minute. And we're going to just
we're going to go back and forth on unpopular opinions.
And I'm just going to come off the top of my head because that's where the best of my bullshit comes. So I apologize if this sounds fucked up.
You going to go first?
You can go. I can go second.
All right. Black
Starting
people
in 5 seconds.
Okay, y'all. Y'all ready? You ready? You ready? We going to go. We going to go. Oh, right now?
And go.
All right. Black people getting perms.
Black people wearing weave textures that don't match their hair.
Black people eating pork.
People getting these big ass veneers that are 3 sizes too big.
Police brutality having to be in every fucking movie.
Niggas showing their ass.
Inviting everyone to the cookout.
Damn, I ain't got one. Pass. I got to drink. Shit. I don't know.
Let's see. Black people and listening to whatever kind of music they want to listen to.
K-pop black people.
Non-black allies. Y'all's got to have a Karen by your side.
Fuck them people.
This ain't how the game goes. Okay, black people giving passes with using the N-word.
Black people changing their voice up because they work for corporate America. Fuck them people.
I think that's all I got. Shit at this point. But the point of this was to just show the unpopular opinions about shit, because a lot of black people, like my grandmother, for example, I make the greens every year, but
they be good.
When I stopped eating pork, she, what, you Muslim or something? Even if I was Muslim, what the fuck is wrong with that? Like, not all black people are Christians. Not all black people eat pork. Not all black people like fucking soul food in general. Like, y'all so quick to take a black person's car because they listen to rock music.
Again, Joe Biden. If we don't vote for you, and we're not black, then what are we gonna be? Do I get my white pass? Because let me know. I heard y'all credit scores are like you're born with A15. Let me know, because
and the cookouts. I saw this this post, and it was like, basically, stop giving every fucking white person,
because they got rhythm.
Man, just because they can, clap on, 1 and 2 or 1 and 3, whatever they're supposed to clap on the right beat, or they got a little bit of sway in them, does not mean you need to stand on the sidelines and hype them up like they're fucking the return of Jesus, if that's what you believe in.
Did you see that?
They don't do that shit for us. I've been having rhythm all my goddamn life.
Chill, y'all don't do that shit for me.
I'm just saying. Why are you cheering for these people that don't fucking cheer for you for doing basic ass shit?
Right. Oh, we're gonna invite him to the barbecue, honey.
But not knowing what that sounds like. That literally, like, I don't know.
You want to know something funny? It was actually kind of scary. So we were out tubing last weekend,
which I didn't get invited to, but we'll go. We'll talk about that after.
We were tubing in Austin, and we had somebody who was with us on the ride, and he was drunk than a bitch. And he's not originally from Texas, so I'm sure he wasn't familiar with the whole lynching area out in East Texas. Like Vider, all that shit. So these guys are playing music loud as hell. And I was like, y'all, I just want to stop listening to some music. Because the people we were with that had the radio, we got separated. So we sitting there and they go from like some country shit to Kevin Gates. They playing UGK, all screwed shit. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, first I was like, why they got to switch to the rap shit, first of all. Then Buddy goes, yeah, I'm from Vider. And I look at Perk, and Perk is like, oh, hell no.
Y'all was with a white guy?
The people that were playing Kevin Gates. So then he was like, he said something, nigga came on, and they looked Perk dead in his eyes, was like, nigga. And Perk was like, well, y'all ready to go? And I was like, hell yeah. But the guy who was drinking more, who's not originally from Texas, was like, nah, they cool as shit. Like, let's hang out with them. I was like,
no.
And it was just like, he's like, yeah, he cool. I was like, nah. So when he came closer, because we were surrounded by white people, I was like, they from that town that be lynching niggas. Like, they was literally lynching like 99.
Yeah,
like,
that's the town you do not stop for gassing at
Orange,
all.
Vider, whatever's next to it. You don't stop in none of the places. Excuse me, but I think it's because somebody, again, is listening to Kevin Gates. They got, tattoos or whatever, and they look cool. Don't just assume that they cool people, because they come from an upbringing where they literally be like them niggas in their household. And so, like, they have that, like, you piss them off at the wrong time, that's when it goes south,
Yep.
And it's not just
that
white
nigga
people.
Become nigger real quick.
Hitch them up, boys. And we see it in every movie, right? Like, they all partying, they cool until you just do one thing that pisses that white boy off, and then your ass is the next missing person on, CNN. So we gotta be more cautious and like protect our brand. And I also, hell, we still arguing with each other. So how we inviting white people to and I think that's kind of fucked up. Like, it sounds like we're separating everything, but we can't just invite everybody to the cookout.
This is the thing. You can't be out here looking for allies when we can't even ally with ourselves first. So I think we need to work on ourselves and coming together as a community before we just start inviting everybody to the cookout. We don't even want to invite our own goddamn cousins to the cookout. So what the fuck I look like inviting Tom, Betty, and Sue?
I know my cousins can't come.
See what I mean? Oh, side note, shout out to Brielle, because she sponsored this. And it reminds me, she used to, her friend used to talk to somebody, and he was a white guy, right? And we all were pre-gaming at this Airbnb, and Belly was playing. So, we all having a good time. He says real loud, I forget what part it was, but it was DMX. And I honestly can't remember who he said, but let's just say, he was like, oh, I didn't know Will Smith was in this. It was like a record scratch. Everybody's face looked like that. We're like, what? But once again,
Belly,
you can't invite everybody to the cookout is what I'm saying. You're so down, and Mr. Malibu's most wanted, because that's how he act. I have nothing against white people.
It's not even white people. It's non-black people.
It's the white people that go out of their way to want to be so down and to tay-tay and
Child, I'm
all
not
of
gonna say
that
it's just white people
sister
though.
girl shit. Those are the ones that I'm like, okay, you need to calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down.
There was this, it was funny. There was this, these Puerto Rican kids, because I grew up military brat. So these Puerto Rican kids that lived across the hall. And they were like, yeah, I'm from LA. You know, we got our own hoods and shit. Like, you get over here, you get killed for this, da 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 da. I'm a nigga, like, nah, we black, I'm hood. And then so, like, we all sitting up on the bus talking about, like, Belly, Friday, you know, all these just, you know, black, growing up black. And he was like,
classics.
That. Oh, what's that? I was like, but what hood did you grow up in? Because all the niggas watch the same
They're
shit.
classics.
Like, we all used to pass around the same VHS tapes and DVDs. Like, so what did you weren't invited to nobody's house to sit down and watch? Like, let me know where you was so, you know, down that you wasn't allowed to go outside. Like,
I've been looking for my Shotters DVD for about 12 years now. Whichever one of you thieving ass niggas took it, I want my shit back.
Even though you ain't got no DVD player.
Damn, we've been through a transition, boy.
We getting older.
Yeah. So,
another unpopular opinion.
She got a lot.
Some black do be cracking. So some people be like, damn, I know you be like, they be like, damn, I know I look good. And you be like, you look about 47. Remember that one girl? I ain't gonna say where we was at. And I was like, how old do you think she is?
Yes.
Toya was like, she about 40. And I was like, no, that bitch 23.
That was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, that was really fucking
beautiful
embarrassing.
Girl. She just is not aging well for some reason.
She's
I don't know.
beautiful for 47. Not for 22. She looked like somebody's
Bro,
auntie.
I hate you.
I'm just saying. Unpopular opinion. Some of y'all be saying ugly word and I be seeing it.
Right there,
It's
sis.
right all up in here.
Damn. Woo, well, if we get canceled after this one, you know.
We enjoyed the ride. Well, you know, wait. First, cancel culture don't last long. We'll see y'all next season.
3 more episodes, yeah. Anywho, do you have a whole tip for unpopular opinion?
Yeah, my whole tip for having unpopular opinions is, there's this meme, I'm gonna have to find it, and it was like, being 10 toes down on your shit. And it was like, y'all got me fucked up. And it was a whole room full of people and one person looking towards them. If your unpopular opinion is how you feel and you're 10 toes down on it, don't let nobody sway your opinion, because one thing about an opinion, it's not a fact. So that means you're entitled to it. You can feel however the fuck you want to feel. And 10 other people that you closely hang with can feel differently. But that's still your opinion as long as you're respectful to others. So fuck them. That's my whole tip.
Damn, that's a really great one. I was gonna say stand 10 toes down on what the fuck you said. I guess the only thing I can say is, I do have one about unpopular opinions. If your opinion opposes somebody else's opinion, you do not have to disrespect their opinion. For example, and I'm just gonna go with this one because it's the easiest. A lot of people are Christian, and we see a lot of our peers transitioning to Islam, right? And they'll get on the internet, oh, your so-called God and your Bible and da da da. Hey, that was unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
If I know anything about both of those religions, is that they preach peace. So just because you believe something, just because you believe, well, you know, you're supposed to whatever.
Christians supposed to preach peace. We'll say that.
But what I'm saying is, you don't have to disrespect anybody else's beliefs. Just because you went natural and I still had a perm does not mean I'm a fucked up person. It's just my preference. So just, you know, say what you got to say, but don't disrespect me while you're saying it.
Yeah, well, on that note,
bye.